Mason Snowman was born during recess at Will Elementary School. I didn't expect someone to actually be named Will who attended the show. He lived with his small family in the middle of a snowy soccer field. For work, he drudgingly manned the perfume counter within the most opulent department store remaining in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. During his long shifts, Mason Snowman would come close to losing his form, melting under the weight of fluorescent light. Sometimes his carrot nose would dislodge itself while he was in the middle of spraying Dior onto the wrist of an important woman. He had to take frequent breaks inside the company freezer to hold it together. Mason spent months unencumbered and unbothered by his workmates. He was allowed to freeze himself as often as was needed without facing ridicule. That all changed when the department store hired Mike as a security guard. Mike was pallid, strong, and frail. He took too much interest in what he saw. On the few occasions that he shared a thought, his thinking made him seem more untrustworthy. Mike took special interest in Mason's snowmanish behavior. His scarf, his buttons, and his stickly arms had all been cataloged by Mike's nosy eyes. What are you doing in the freezer? What are you doing in the freezer? No matter how Mason answered, his response was never enough for Mike's investigation. Eventually, Mason Snowman was made so nervous by Mike that he had stopped taking trips to the freezer. He was more or less stuck where he was. Only when Mason stood completely still was he absolved from Mike's questioning. Mike's eyes were too boring to offer a clue as to whether his incessant attention was inspired by anything besides the desire to bully a melting snowman. Mason Snowman continued to melt when he was confronted by a disappointed face. Someone he didn't know who had come to give his co-worker a collection box of desserts, but his co-worker wasn't there. The stranger didn't offer Mason any, so Mason rolled over to the lounge to keep him safe. As he moved, Mason lost more and more snow, sweating like a person in the sauna, or like myself in the suit. Forget it, thought Mason Snowman, dropping the dessert box from his stick arm. Forget it, realized Mason Snowman. Somewhere along the way, he had forgotten that snowmen have no need for money, security guards, or perfume. It wasn't necessary for him to stay where he was. Mason Snowman left the department store and leapt into winter. He cooled down, collecting snow from the ground, growing in size along the way. Between himself and home were street lights and a frigid landscape that caused him no harm. Mason Snowman